Hello, I'm Dr. Mackie Walker. I'm a podiatrist from Macon, South Carolina. I'm here to discuss with you a situation that came across my plate about 5 months ago. Being a practitioner, it is a challenge on a daily basis to afford my patients the medications that I want them to have. So many of them are unable to afford their medications, lack insurance, or what insurance they have is very restrictive. They can't get the medicines that I want them to have, or they just simply can't afford them, which is most frequent. Actually, how I got involved in this business is that someone brought me a card and said that they asked me to give them to my patients. It could save my patients money. So I gave out the cards, and I just randomly handed them out to patients, and patients came back and said, "Dr. Walker, thank you for giving me that card. I saved X amount of dollars on my prescriptions." And so I took a look at it, and I called the guy that gave me the cards, and I asked him, I said, "Can you bring me some more of those cards?" And he said, "Sure." He brought me more cards and said, "You know, Dr. Walker, you can actually receive benefit from these cards as well." And I said, "Explain that to me." And so he explained to me how that I could actually receive money and give away the card, helping my patient and helping myself. And in addition to that, I could help those people help other people. And so this grabbed my attention. And once I found out about that, then I became more and more involved in the program of distributing the cards. Because the more cards I distribute, the more people I help. The more people I help, the greater blessings I receive. And that's just the way it is. We're going to talk to you about some of the details about how you can get involved in this company. There are 10 million prescriptions written in the United States every day. That's 3.6 billion prescriptions written last year, but you know, less than half of them were filled because of cost. And from my perspective, that is just a shame and disgrace for a patient not to be able to receive the medicines that I know that they need. We know from specific datelines and information that was published that approximately 50% of adults between the ages of 18 and 64 did not receive the medications or did not fill medications that they needed because of cost. 15% of Medicare Part D patients will fall into the so-called donut hole. That's $1,750 worth of medication they have to pay for out of pocket at 100% cost. We know also that 79% of unemployed Americans actually did not fill needed prescriptions being for their cholesterol, for their diabetes, for their high blood pressure, simply because of cost. We also know in a recent poll that was just published in November of this year that 55.5% of employed Americans do not have insurance. So when you look at it and you think, well, he's got a job, he must have insurance. Actually, well over half, and that's the greatest number we've seen in the last 5 years. So, with these things affecting me, I've got to figure out how can we help these people? What is our opportunity? Well, this is the opportunity. It is a simple card. It's the GreyrockRX card. And what's unique about this card is this. It saves you and your friends 10 to 75% on their prescription costs. It also, and that's per prescription. Now, that covers about 85% of the prescriptions. Now, we know that this is also accepted by 54,000 pharmacies. All of the major chains and most of even your local pharmacies accept the card. Now, on the back of the card, you will see a very unique number that tells the pharmacy that the discount that the person receives, and it tells him who gave the person the card. The card is not user-specific, it is dispenser-specific. It's no different than when you swipe your Visa card at the grocery store or the department store. It knows what bank that this card is drawn on because it has a unique number on that stripe. This requires the pharmacist to enter this number. Once this number is entered into the pharmacy computer, it stays there. The individual does not have to present this card every time. They don't have to call a number to activate it. It has no expiration date. It lasts and lasts and lasts. You know how much this card costs? With all these benefits being accepted at all these places, the card is free. You give the card away. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be a lawyer. Anyone can do this. Now, more than 200 colleges in the United States, including the Harvard School of Business, network marketing is taught as a course. Harvard has done extensive research into the network marketing industry. And what they have is they developed 3 criteria that they found that network marketing must meet in order for you to want to get involved. First, the company should be at least 18 months old, as 90% of all network companies fail within their first 18 months of business. ProvisionRx has been around a lot longer than 18 months, and in fact, IAB, the founding company, has been around 30 years. It's a not-for-profit company with offices on Pennsylvania Avenue and in Dallas-Fort Worth. Now, the second most important thing about network marketing is you should have a product that is unique, consumable, and develops loyalty, that is repeated use. Nothing like prescriptions. You're going to get your prescription filled. You're going to get it refilled time and time again. So you may have an individual, like I have had in my experience, patients who may be taking 8 or 10 medications at a time. They present the card to the pharmacy. Even if they have insurance or don't have insurance, they can check for the price that's provided by Provision. Sometimes it's going to save them money against insurance, sometimes it won't. If they don't have insurance or they're in the donut hole, I can assure you that the vast majority of time, 85, 90% of the time, it's going to save the patient money. Rule number 3 needs to be on the ground floor. Harvard says that if you consider the entire population of the United States, roughly 300 million people, if less than 1/2 to 1% of the population is in this particular company, then the company should have basically, to reach saturation, 1.5 million people distributing cards. They say that if there's less than 500,000 people giving out these cards, then it's a great time to get involved, but you won't get fabulously wealthy or have a chance or an opportunity, depending on how hard you work, to build a large distribution network. However, if the company has less than 100,000 distributors, it's the chance of a lifetime. And that's why I'm talking to you. Did you know ProvisionRx, while I told you is a new company, we've just been going approximately 2 years at it, and we're looking at and we're comparing ourselves on the standard S curve or the growth curve to other companies. Certainly Mary Kay, Amway, Monavie, very successful companies producing a lot of great products, offering a lot of people business opportunities. They've made over 600 multimillionaires. They've had 4 million IBOs. But let's look at where we are. November of 2011, ProvisionRx, 10,000 IBOs. Growing on a daily basis, but that's where we are as of this taping. What does this tell me? This is a tremendous opportunity. Remember, under 100,000, under 500,000. When we get to the point of leverage, when we've got about 25,000 people involved, we know that the company will start to climb that hill. We will grow. Where do I want to be? Where do I want people in my distribution network to be? I want them to be everywhere. I want as many people that I know and I can help involved in this company before we reach that point of momentum. So let's talk about these things. Let's talk about how you might want to get involved in this company. What you want to do is you want to invest in your own business. The cost of the investment is $199.95. That gets you your unique number on the back of the card. That's what buys you that number. Every time it's used, you will start out, you receive 50 cents every time the individual fills each prescription. Every time you get 50 cents. And you can purchase cards, and we'll talk to you about that, or you can buy a training pack. If you buy the training pack, which will show you how to build your team and build your distribution network, you pay $180, they give you get the training pack, and there you go, you start your organization. You work with the person that introduced you into the program as well on a one-on-one basis. Then, how do you get the cards? Where do I get these cards? Good solid stock, smooth and shiny. We have a special deal with printers. For $90, you get 5,000 cards. That's your inventory. That's the entire inventory of your business. And I tell people that if you're going to go into business, I didn't just wake up one day and decide I'm going to be a podiatrist and I started taking care of people's feet and ankles. No, I had to spend some time training. Quite a few years, I might add, and at some considerable expense. Certainly a heck of a lot more than $199.95. My training certainly cost a whole lot more than $180. Okay, and it didn't happen overnight. And it took effort on my part to get there. Now, the 5,000 cards, again, $90. What have you got totally invested? $469.95 with a golden opportunity to help people. And we also showed you already why you want to get involved and why Provision RX. Now, let me tell you what happens. Once you become a member of the organization, you will also get what's called a reorder or back office. Reorder does not mean you buy 5,000 cards every month. What it means is that you are required to at least give away 10 cards a month. 10 cards a month. I assure you, by 5 minutes after 8 every morning, I have given out 10 cards. Okay? Now, what does this cost? It costs you $39.95 per month. Okay? And each month, you will be asked to verify by clicking a button on your back office to verify that you at least gave away 10 cards. But here's what else you get. It maintains your personal website for your friends. Everybody that you introduce to this program or somebody that sees one of your cards somewhere, they want to visit that website and see how they can get involved in the company. It's there 24/7. It also tracks your back office. It tells you how many times your card was presented at the pharmacy, how many times it was accepted, what your commission's going to be. All the people that are in your distribution network, it's going to tell you all about what they're doing. Those are some basic business tools. It also offers you some other unique things. It offers you AmeriDoc, which is you can call an American doctor 24/7 and get medical advice and even treatment over the telephone. You get Legal Care Direct. You get a free will and last testament. You also get legal discounts. They have financial planning advice and other benefits of being a member of the International Association of Business, or IAB, which is the founding company of this organization. Now, again, that's $39.95 per month. I've got to tell you, in my business, basically every morning when I turn the lights on, I've spent $39.95 for the day, much less for the month. So when you consider the business enterprise and being a business opportunity, $39.95 a month is really a small amount to pay for all the products and benefits you receive. Now, basically what happens is this. You become a qualified marketing director by getting 3 people involved in the company. If you do that in your first 30 days, you get $200. Now, if you duplicate that, or the 2 people that you get in your organization duplicate that, or you enroll 8 people placed as they're shown here, in your first 30 days, you get another $300. And then if you get to the executive level, which means you need 16 people basically replicating the same thing, in your first 30 days, you get $400. While it may seem easy, please do not think this is an undaunting task. You may be thinking of people that you know would like to do this with you, and that's fine. Discuss it with them. However, have them get in touch with you and your person that we're going to have you contact to help you understand the details of this organization. Also, I will just tell you that there are 13 ways totally with Provision RX to receive additional revenue besides receiving the dollar or the 50 cents or dollar, depending on your status, per prescription. We would invite you to call the number below so we can give you more details on more ways for you to have additional revenue. But it's most important. The reason that I got involved in this in the first place was I wanted to help people. I wanted to help my patients. If I receive some benefit too, that's okay. But the most important thing too is to understand that you don't just want to help people, you want to help your team. You want to help people in your organization. It's critical that you do this. We want to help you. And we assure you that we will do anything and everything in our power to help you be successful in your business. Just call us at this number and we'll be back in touch with you in the next 24 hours to discuss your future. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to share with you. God bless you.